18 years old, kid.
I mean, the obvious one is Peach Fuzz, but
yeah,
I mean, we could play something deeper.
I'll let you choose.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So KMD is who?
It's me, as well as another alias, Zev Love X. Then my brother Sub Rock, God bless, you know what I mean? And there was a third MC, Onyx. I don't know where he at these days. I can't really speak for him too much, but that was the crew.
And little did I know when I was buying this as a young teenager that all these years later, I would get to meet the man himself. KMD, Peach Fuzz, classic music.
He nice, I'm smoother than him, man. I mean, West Susu, but I know,
just right?
He was Susu.
It's just the thought.
Yeah, heavy Dio. The girls, they love me. They love me, I just know it.
You're positive, kid. He's dip, dabbing on, but yo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, LL, yo, he might keep the girls jingling, yo. I'm the man. Matter of fact, yo, see, they not at me, yo.
Man, what's up?
Yo, well, anyway. By the hills of my chinny chin chin, got many plus plenty. String by string, I think I counts like 20. If you loan me an ear, I'm returning with interest. If not, I'll simply twist your wrist. So listen up closely, with thoughts to recoup me. Cause I hope to gross like 10 cents per groupie. Not only if I had 2 G's per strand. Ask my anchor banker, he understands. I used to wrap my hand around a cold gold can. Someone once said health is wealth, so check's up. I got some perfect checkup, except for a hiccup, but with no stick up. How can I keep the Goya nectars on my shelf? Oh boy, how I search for an employer. But before the yellow Huckleberry Finn was in Tom Sawyer. Now use your imagination, just a smidgen. If I was a bird, I'd be a pigeon. Sick of wonder crumbs and pizza crust. When every fella can eat fresh fish and live fat like a pelican. Then again, that's only if you're capable for freckles or blue eyes. I settle for heckle or jekyll while I chuckle at my man with the cellular phone. The only phone I own's a funky xylophone's tone. Ain't no joy in annoying high-pitched ringing. We do the tap, twist, and twitch bringing through soul and this cordless thing. I'm a jigsaw, some rocks, clippers, etch, and cling to your wig. We'll do the gig, so make your mind thumb twiddlers. The pipe, the bowl of us fiddlers. Don't riddle us, I'll even ride a bus to the coast if clear. For okay pay, I say I'm finna up I've been. Now all this running around's kicking me right in the rear. And still I'm judged by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. And I'm able to hit his skin, just like my man Puma Maxwell. So I'm smooth.
Yeah, can he get the job done, but yo, I take care of business.
Now what's up with this peach fuzz nonsense? Peach fuzz? What are y'all talking about, this peach fuzz?
That's one thing to say.
Man.
By the hairs of my chinny chin chin sets black hairs. String by string, I think I counts 5 pairs. That's a little, but still, can I get a thumbs up? At least for the peach fuzz, it sums up. A tidbit, yeah, that tipper who gives a sugar honey iced tea besides me. For if I ever rip, yet and still, they be sit they wouldn't bill, so I take time just to kill. I say cutest for a bear, teddy bear like Teddy Ruxpin. Would I be handsome if I miffed in a Tuxton? Smoked a cigar with some black shiny shoes and picked up some friends in my Benz and start cruising. That's a dream that I ain't even living in. If that makes a man, surely I recommend I stay a toy boy eating Butterfingers. But now the soft and coloring books on my shelf. I wanna grow up, cause maybe if I did then I wouldn't be treated like a Toys R Us kid when they counts 10 up on my chin. By the hairs of my peach fuzz, let's say each was an inch. Slightly because I can't pull a pinch, it's a wrench, and I thought life would be a cinch. But anyway, anyhow, let's talk about some way, somehow, how we can make my peach fuzz grow up. Really, do I need a beard that goes with no pores just to be respected and resemble Santa Claus? Hear this clear, I'm a man, I tell you. No dreams or drugs like the slugs will I ever sell you. A man I am in the body of a youth, so don't play me like I'm born universe, truth. So when I knock at your hearts, let me in, and judge me not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin.
Yeah, I can call every night, Joe. Tonight, I'm saying.
Yeah. Yo, I ain't no pork, so why can't I be as smooth my man Dr. York? I see none.
Yo, smoother than the bottom of Hammer's shoes after 3 months to spin.
No hair on my chest, but my boy Aquas, I'm just smoother. I'm just smoother.
I'm definitely smoother than the garden you saw.
Yeah, you saw us. Yo, but I don't know what's up with this peach fuzz nonsense.
Can't understand.
Peach fuzz. 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 Peach fuzz.
So taken from the classic LP, Mr. Hood, that's KMD, track called Peach Fuzz. It's Benji B on Radio 1 and...
Oh, the super villain. I'm here just zoning. I'm like, wow. I was a young buck then, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're the super villain. You know, but y'all call me Doom, though. Big Uncle Doom in the house.
All right, so who is Victor Vaughn?
Vic?
Yeah, who's Vic?
Some kid he be rhyming, you know. I can't speak for Vic too much, you know. You know what I mean? Ramen Cat, he nice. You know.
He doesn't always sound that nice. I think he has good intentions, but I don't think he always say.
Yeah, I mean, he's nice on the mic. I mean,
Oh, he's nice on the mic
but
for
he's
sure.
a jerk in real life for sure. I mean, my few encounters with the cat, but I'm not gonna, bash him or nothing.
If you missed the Victor Vaughn album, it's called what? Oh, there's two actually. Vaudeville Villain.
Yeah, the Vaudeville Villain joint was the first one,
Yeah.
and then I forgot what we call the second one. We did it so fast.
Let me see. Vaudeville something. Venomous Villain.
Yeah, Venomous Villain. That's right.
Or my Ode to Road Rage. That's my tune.
Ooh, is it?
That's my tune. But before we get into that, seeing as we're talking about villains, and Victor Vaughn's definitely a villain, there's the sort of comic book thing running throughout all your music, for sure. Like, give me your 5 top nastiest comic book villains. Who's the top 5?
Oh, that's a pretty good question. Dang, I'm trying to remember all their names. There was this one cat.
Descriptions will do.
Sabretooth is ill. X-Men's villain guy who be fighting Wolverine. Strong. Sabretooth is strong. You can't really stop him. You can't reason with him. You know what I mean? Just don't be around him. That's right. Then there's this is in no particular order. You know what I'm saying? The Sabretooth. Who else can I remember? Well, of course, there's Dr. Doom. He's pretty interesting in his own right.
Is that where the name comes from?
Nah, my real name is Doom. So, go figure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just villain born like that. So, let me see. Who else? The Joker was pretty interesting. If you want to cross comic book labels or whatever have you. Who used to knock Spider-Man out all the time? Oh, Sandman. And then there's a guy with the electric, he had the electric joints in his hand. Shocker. Is that 4?
That's a good 5. That was
that's
5.
A good 5,
that's
right?
A good 5.
I could go on and on. It was like they got a good amount of villains. Green Goblin, all these crazy cats had interesting personalities. Cats is nuts.
Do I get the feeling that you're more of a villain guy than a superhero guy, or do you like them in sort of equal measure? Does one need the other?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head right there. I'm like, without one, the other couldn't exist. So they both play their role. The dynamic is what's interesting in that case.
But whose mind interests you more, the Joker or Batman? Do you like the villain or the superhero?
I always tend to root for the villain. That's
Underdog.
just me. Like, yeah, it's like, he's probably gonna lose in the end or whatever, but he always comes back. The villain tends to be the more hard worker. You know what I mean? He speaks for the working class man. So I tend to prefer villains.
Talking of which, what did you make of that? Have you seen the latest Dark Knight film? What do you make of that?
No, I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. I'm in the lab constantly, so I don't get a chance to I'm sometimes out of the loop. You know what I'm saying?
What did you make of the last one, the Dark Knight?
I'm thinking, only way I know the film is about who got punched in his face when. So I'm thinking the Dark Knight one. That's the one with the Joker. That's that cat who played the Joker. The cat
Heath Ledger.
Who went back to the essence. Yeah, God bless him. You know what I mean? Oh, that was a very, very interesting film. I like that one. I still caught that one. That's when I was in the States. I caught that one. It was dope. It was dope. I watched that with my kids.
The reason I ask you is because it's always interesting to get like a comic book expert opinion on adaptations. What are some other good adaptations? What are the best ones? Let's forget the bad ones. What are some other good ones where they be old? Because there's so many samples in like Victor Vaughn and Doom stuff, and I never even know. I'm listening to them thinking, what film is that from? I have no idea. Like there's some that sounds like some old school ones.
There's some old joints that I won't reveal. You gotta dig and find them.
Okay.
But a lot of our sources are not necessarily all comic source. Some comedy, some old like sci-fi. I tend to find things. Some in just documentaries. You might find some conspiracy documentary stuff be real funny because it's so over the top. It's like so it's so serious that it tends to be hilarious. You find a lot of that on the JJ Doom record. A little bit of comic stuff referenced there, action scenes.
Yeah.
So it's a mishmash of all kinds of different stuff.
We're going to play some of them skits as well because sometimes they're my favourite bits on the record. Haberdashery and edible rappers and
Oh, yeah.
What else is there?
Yeah,
I can't even remember.
Funny ones, yeah.
Back in the days, I like that one. Super villain theme.
That sums it up.
Well, on a villain tip, let's get into some Victor Vaughn.
Which one?
He's horrible, isn't he, Victor Vaughn? But I like him though.
I mean, he can rhyme, but he got, he just needs a slight attitude adjustment. But I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm like, yo, the joint I would recommend. Oh, what's that joint? Oh man, it eludes me. It starts suddenly. That's the only. That's the only. You know what? The Liquor Porn is hilarious. I haven't heard that joint in a long time.
All right, here's a couple back to back from Venomous Villain and Vaudeville Villain by the one and only
Super Villain.
Confirmation of your worst fears. Ever since his first years, had a thirst for beers. Back from the future, it'll make you more soberer. And brought back a long list of fakers who crossed over. I'm like, fuck it, bubble baller. Catch him up at Bob's show, stalling with a trouble caller. Bastard, who can make G's faster than a newly remastered while being truly plastered. There's four sides to every story. If these walls could talk, they probably still ignore me. Contemplate war over a cup of warm coffee. It's really getting gory, tell your problem to Maury. Don't bore me with the glory, hallelujah. Cruise me like Fooey, it's all a bunch of hooey. I knew he had new G. Who he? Victor Vaughn. He had a new sicker song. I think he call it Liquor Porn. But he studied rhymes and patterns. Climb so steep, sometimes the beat don't be mattering. Sounding like a half-dead from Scurvy Band Rock, a programmed computer by a crafted Herbie Hancock. Maybe next life, he try harder. Died a martyr at the hands of the fire starter. All scripts ripped, available for via barter. Transport the stack to the lab via charter. On the microphone, he came to days in the major. What a guy practiced banging flies with razors. And watch out for the robot, he got eyes with lasers. Tell him when they come with more topics besides blazers. Enough with the gungerin', they all toys and lames. The joys in the aim. He asked him, how's your poison game? Do you bust your crossbow? Also, more so, accurate body blows. Torso, thought so. These flows you won't find in no how-to. If the blacksmith doubt you, he smack the shit out you. Make nothing go and let nothing twitch. Just don't be near the mic when the on button switch. V bring the beef like a trucker, the Fuddrucker. Delivery to all y'all up on and bloodsucker. Copy more please than when a rap book and picker on. And that's my word is born. I think he call it liquor porn. He wrote this one with a fever, sick in bed, with his dick head inside a chicken head. No, a dead chicken's head. He said it help his nausea. If he lost you, wait till he tell you about the flying saucer. Dag, the kickback leave your wig rag for a big bag of good grizzle and some zigzag. Survival, keep a rival in denial, and bust what he get just for coming out his pie hole. Die calmer than a suicide bomber. V just the type to do a who ride with mama. Said to James Bond, my name is Victor Vaughn. Told a chick the quickest way to get on, Liquor Porn.
With his feet dangling, got his degree in strangling and street haggling. You can find him on the beat bragging, then discreetly dragging MCs towards the meat wagon. And they chicks to the bang bus, make him kick and slang, cuss to Vic is no dang fuss. He sensed the trickle of lingering hate, but refused to get tickled by the fickle finger of fate. Fuck that, Vic, in it for the buck by the gigger. A short truck ride to the liquor store to refuel. Rookie at the counter, manager told him he cool. Got some change. Walk telling your hard luck story. All stats gonna leave a scar. Yuck, gory, and we're outy. Pew. V and his rowdy crew. You can see how loud he blew, and now that's a fine howdy do. Stay in your lane. Keep driving straight or catch a stray in your brain. Go deep diving off the side of the bridge or for sliding the skid. Who wanna ride with the kid? lived to see old age, so he rolled with the loaded, old to road rage. Better get up off his bumper before he get dumber and let off the thumper. Yeah, take the next exit, catch him on the back street after the heat and forget it. That's one less butt face. News lady said they found open and shut case. They convinced it's drug related. V skated off in the ugly buggy, faded. After that last turn, seen an old man crash and burn. They have to place his ashes in an urn. In return, the world is a safer place to race. Just don't invade his personal space. Worst case scenario, they should back away from the bass that's in the stereo. Insurance can't bring you back to life from a pissy drunk driver when a big rig jackknife. Stay in your lane, keep driving straight or catch a stray in your brain. Go deep diving off the side of the bridge, off a slide in the skid. Who wanna ride with the kid?
Would you believe it? I think I wanted to see you get away with it. You were everything I wasn't, everything I wanted to be, everything we all like to be. Only we know better. We don't take the chances. We know sooner or later it always catches up with you.
Music from Vic.
Yeah, good old Vic.
I mean, there's pseudonyms and then there's pseudonyms. We know him as Doom, but what else might we know you as?
It depends on who you're speaking to. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Super villain, Metal Fingers, you know what I'm saying? That's who's right here, right now. You know what I mean? My man Vic, he do his thing. He's down with the same label a little bit. You know, young cat, he do his thing, so I give him his props. King Ghidra is another one. I speak for Ghidra here and there. Depends on when you want to come through. And that's mainly it.
One of the things all these characters have in common is they're all amazing storytellers. And it seems like that's one thing that I really respond to, certainly in hip-hop, in music in general, actually. But are there any MCs from when you were coming up that you viewed as great storytellers?
Oh, yeah, definitely. First of all, thanks for the compliment. I mean, I just do my best, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of greats that I learned from. There's a lot of cats that was just nasty. Like, when you think about it, you could bring it back to the days of Busy B. Like, there was always a story in rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Even if they may seem to be more freestyle-y or tend to be more written rhymes, there may be a story in the middle of the verse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some MCs have put whole stories. Slick Rick and them started coming out with the whole song is one story. You know what I mean? It's started to be more organized. You know, of course, Slick Rick is a big influence. One of my favorite MCs.
Yeah.
You know, like how sudden out of nowhere he'll come with a story, and it'll be so crazy that, you know, like, how did you think of that? Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, everyone can picture Mona Lisa going to buy a slice of pizza.
Yeah, no doubt. It's like going right in there. You could open up a pizza shop like that right now, call it Mona Lisa's, and but you know, of course, Slick Rick, Ricky D, and Rakems, the Rakems of the world. You know, there's a lot of different cats, so numerous, too numerous to mention. KRS-One, of course, had ill stories since the Criminal Minded days to now. You know. Just Ice is another one. He have bug stories and all in mixed up. You know, LaToya and these things. You know the classic beatbox story. When you talking about a girl, is certain things are just staple points to New York hip hop, or hip hop in general, I should say. It's really a worldwide thing, so I don't want to confine it to any border. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm sure people over here appreciated it when it came out. You know, so I mean, I could go on and on. Even Curtis Blow has some story rhymes. Run DMC even. Keep back and Chiba inside my locker. Go to school every day. You know, it's like you can see him. You know, when you can envision, just before the days of video, so you had to envision what you were hearing in your imagination. So you know, the story part of it was very, very entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
I get that from your music, whether it be drawing on a real life experience or a fantasy character experience or whatever. I'm in it from the start to the end, wherever it ends up. And I love that, because a lot of times music heads get into music because they feel the beat, and that's fine too. But when you have a combination where you're actually listening to every word,
it's like a cinematic event. It's like a theater.
Very cinematic.
Yeah, I try to fill in the blanks there where it's like, yo, how much can you entertain the ear and the brain? So even a blind person could enjoy the music and see what, see what's going on without having to watch a video on YouTube. I mean, YouTube and all that's cool too, MTV and these different videos. But I'm like to play a video first, and first thing you do in the scene the video, then you hear the music, and then it's like seems
seeing the movie before
backwards.
You read the book, right?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's good to use your brain. Like I say, the brain comes up again. You want to exercise that muscle. So back when we used to listen to records and there was no videos, you had to flip your tape over in your Walkman. Then they came with the little button where you could hit the button and it automatically go to the other side, which was cool. But you still had to rewind the song, like so, all that part is part of the experience. You know what I mean?
So, are you awake? Yes, but what do you want? You fool. It's a miracle that you didn't kill Carstairs as well as yourself. So before you cause greater harm, get out of here! This is just a minor disappointment. I shall overcome it.
The failure of Doom's experiment did not end his tragedy. For a few days later, his bandages were removed.